What's up, Lions Nation and the nation of NFL? We are Lions Nation Podcast, and this is Gridiron Chat, and we are ready to talk some NFL tonight. We are going to talk about the AFC East is our featured NFL division tonight. Going to take a look at that playoff picture right now, and it's going to be a heck of a time, guys. We got Dan Leonard in the house, the Stat Man, as always, and of course, Smoking Jeremy B. And Stat Man.
Hey, Smoking Jeremy B. The countdown begins
now.
Okay. Sorry that we were a few minutes late, but we are here and ready to go on this beautiful Wednesday evening. So let's bring in our guests tonight. We happen to have a Jets fan and a Patriots fan in the house tonight to get their point of view on their teams this year. So without further ado, why don't we go down to Statman? You can bring in our first guest.
All right, we got Detroit Dom in the house.
That is actually fully out of the closet.
Jets fan
Dom.
I forgot what it was. I forgot the name of it again. I didn't want to mess it up. So
you outed me. It's my alter ego.
I'm sorry, man. My apologies.
It was my fault. I kind of put Statman on the spot right there.
You said Jeremy was calling him in. I wasn't expecting it at all.
And Dan, why don't you bring in our other guest tonight?
We got my good buddy Mel Gibson, the only Patriots fan outside of my son that I know.
Oi.
How's it going?
Oi.
It's the Patriots.
Yachty.
What's up?
Your son is a Patriots fan? Why is he still your son?
Wait, it gets better.
My wife said.
Ask Andy, who's his son a fan of?
Who? Oh no, not the. Oh, you said it.
Yeah, he said it.
The cheeseheads.
The orphanage.
I stick by my statement.
The orphanage.
They only made
away.
They only made a few smart fans in the NFL. The stupid ones, they put cheese on top of their heads.
Dan,
Yeah, I brainwash them.
Comment, Dan. I almost brought that comment up.
You're in the UP though, aren't you, Soul Man?
I am.
He gets maybe a little bit of an excuse. Geographically, you're probably closer to Green Bay, are you not?
I am.
Yeah.
Plus, you're such a diehard. Your son's growing up just watching you watch a game and then go in the shower to cry where no one can see your tears. He was probably like, I don't want to subject myself to this.
That's exactly correct. Man.
That's a smart child right there.
It's like we do the same thing. Like with you and the Jets, we're probably in the same boat. But you cried twice because you're a Lions fan too. So must be overtime showers for Dom.
Yeah, it's bad.
Yeah.
It's bad.
Living It Up Leonard says, because I made him, so we keep him.
Before
we get started, I want to make one special shout out to my wife. It's her 34th birthday today. I just want to say I love you and you're the best. So happy birthday.
Hey,
happy birthday.
Happy birthday, Mrs. Statman.
We could do the song.
Stat woman? Or
Stat
she
chick.
just Mrs.
Mrs.
Stat.
Statman. That's what she called. That's what she's
Mrs.
been called.
Statman.
You guys want to sing it? Want to sing Happy Birthday? Let's do it.
No.
Come on.
I'm only singing the Beatles
Can't
one.
do it.
Nobody's in.
Right.
Nobody's in. All right, we'll save it for next time.
Hey, if you're doing the Beatles one, we're in.
And Amanda says, thank you, guys. You're welcome, Amanda. Happy birthday. If those of you that have not seen it yet, there is a outstanding video on our We Are Lions Nation Facebook page of Mr. Logan. You guys want to check that out?
It is fantastic.
Did you see it, Nick?
Did you see it?
No, I haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, you watch.
Oh, post it in here. Can you post it on the show?
Don't watch it.
Oh, I think I got to.
That man, what are you wearing over your jersey? Is that like a Is that a satin jacket?
I think it's just a championship thing.
Yeah,
It's
it's
got
like
rings everywhere.
It's the shiny stuff though, right? Like satin.
It looks
Yeah, it's like a
throwback
starter
from the
jacket.
80s. It looks like the
Those are
80s
dope.
throwback jacket.
Yeah, no one cares
this
about
is
your
the,
Patriots jersey, buddy.
Hey, I just noticed something.
Champion jersey.
The top row matches and the bottom row matches. The top row, we all got black on. The bottom row, they all got jerseys on.
But thank you for not saying that Edelman is a Hall of Famer.
That's a beautiful jersey, Stat Man.
No, I mean
Thank
he has the postseason numbers, but I mean you got to have both, right?
His regular season numbers are Deion Branch.
Yeah, like Wes Welker.
Green screen. My hat, my shirt, green screen. Did you see that? Oh, man, messed it up. Well, hey, remember, if you are watching on Facebook or YouTube and you have not yet subscribed, please do so. We are currently sitting at 118 subscribers on our way to that 1,000 mark. So please keep subscribing. And please, if you're watching, hit that like button. That definitely helps us out a whole crap ton. So thank you so much. And yeah, let's get on to right when I'm going to get on to, we got a couple more comments coming in. So let's jump on that. Steven Erickson says, play it. Referring to the video, Amanda says it's the best video ever.
Oh,
Stop it.
Yes.
I need
Stop
to
it.
see this.
Ever?
Nick, I will send you the video myself right after the show. I will send it to you.
Daniel Davis says, "What's up, everyone?"
What's up, Big Dan?
That's Big Dan. You know it.
I just sent you the video, Nick.
All right, awesome.
Jeremy looks like a floating head, is what.
Ain't it awesome? It's fantastic.
He's camouflage.
All right, fellas, let's get on to the news. This is the first story. Never mind. There's another comment. Let's pull it up here. Steven Erickson says, "Let's make it viral." We should.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
The floating head seconds it.
See, my wife asked me to do this video last night. I had no idea she was intending on posting it on social media. And then she blasted it all over everything. And then
You
Andy
should have
took it and
known.
shared it to our podcast page.
You should have known.
And it was spectacular.
Is it OnlyFans material?
I am going to.
Damn
I don't
near.
know.
Because my comment was, Logan says I shaved my tatas for this.
He says, Statman, I heard Statman quoted, I just shaved my tatas for this, or I shaved my tatas for this. Yeah, she's already got like 2,000 views on TikTok with it already.
That's fantastic. She's going to get paid soon.
If I could find
Jeez.
a way to save that video so I could put it on here right now, I would in a second and play it.
Please, hopefully you do not find out how to do that. Now let's move on. Move on to the next thing, guys. Come on, let's move on.
Where there's a will,
Well,
there's a
let's go
way.
to the big news that came out today.
Especially for embarrassing our friends. We'll figure it out.
So
Go
I was
ahead,
trying.
yeah, we'll figure it out.
I got it saved on my computer. I just have to figure out how to put it on here. It's gonna happen.
Yes.
I got a new background for my next break. That's
Yeah, we was
video.
hoping you to be sitting behind the flames behind you with the
Oh yeah.
the fire going. That would've been
Is it
sweet.
Mac Jones throwing a 4-yard pass?
No, he doesn't. He's gone up. It's gone up to 4 yards.
Dan Davis says, "Who do you all think starts for the Lions tomorrow with a game time decision to Goff or Boyle?" I think Goff.
If Goff
I
can
hope
go,
Goff.
he will.
Goff.
I'm going Wild Lion, no quarterback.
Yes, Amanda, please do.
Wild lion.
I know it'll work then. So please do email that video to me ASAP.
Yes.
Dan says, "I saw the video. It was hilarious."
I'm stuck in a hard place because I can't say anything to her. It's her birthday. I'm not gonna.
It is a birthday.
It's her birthday wish. She wants it on the show. It's got to be on the show.
How soon before kickoff? Like, what's the cutoff for activating someone for a game? Like 24 hours?
No,
It's
it's
like an
actually
hour.
2 hour or 2 hours.
Okay, so we've got up until like 10:30 for them to activate Mark Brunell.
Hey, guys.
Lefty.
Guys, here's a question for us. Mike Griffin says, are there any decent offensive coordinators available 2022?
Matt
Sure.
Nagy.
Sure. Jason Garrett.
No, that's not decent.
He's a good offensive coordinator.
That's the Giants fans.
Dan?
That is not a Jason Garrett problem.
Bullshit.
I think somebody they could target is Kellen Moore. I think he would be an awesome offense coordinator for us.
Kellen Moore is going to be a head coach. He's not going to be an offensive coordinator.
If we could bring him in as a former player from Detroit too,
Isn't he Dallas's OC right now?
Yes, he's the OC right now. He's their head coach in waiting.
And they're the top total offense in the NFL right now, as far as yards per game.
Dan Davis says, make the video part of the intro for the show.
I was just going to suggest that before he said it. I was thinking, hey, send that to Curtis. Have him work it into the intro music.
Yes. You'll never live this down, Stat Man.
He's leaving.
Yes.
There's plenty of offensive coordinators out there, but I mean, look at it this way, or look at it in two ways. For one, regardless of whatever, we're still the Lions. But for two, would you really want to try to come and coach this offense or coordinate it? I wouldn't.
Yeah, I would.
Maybe if I was a former offensive coordinator or head coach.
Yeah, actually, you're right. Me personally, yes, I would.
Daniel Davis says, promote Deuce Staley to OC.
That's a very distinct possibility, especially with the style of our offense.
Mike Griffin says, hope that Statman's right.
Am I the only one that realizes Dom kind of reminds me of that Ali G guy?
Yeah,
No, I've noticed it.
Yes, you're the only person ever in history. You're the first one.
No, I just thought of it now. They said that. What? Coming in here and interrupting my show? Damn kids. We're all grounded.
All right. Let's bring up that first big news story.
Here it is. The Minnesota Vikings and the Minnesota Police Department are dealing with an ongoing situation involving defensive end Everson Griffin, who has refused to come out of his residence. I'm cutting through this because we kind of have the outcome of this already. The Minnesota Public Safety Department said in the news release that Griffin called 911 after 3 a.m. Wednesday from his residence. He said someone was inside his home and requested assistance from authorities. Griffin also told 911 dispatcher that he fired a weapon, but no one was injured. According to news release, law enforcement and Vikings team psychologists have been in communication with Griffin since 7 a.m. this morning. So this has been going on for a while. I know there is an update on this. So let's take it over to JB. I think you were the one that had an update on this one.
Yeah, on the way down here, I heard on Sirius XM NFL radio, Moving the Chains with Jim Miller. He announced that he came out without incident and that he is going to get the help he needs.
All right, so we'll ask you guys, the panel, what do we think was really going on today with Griffin? Dan, start with you.
He's got a history of mental illness. I think he's probably off his medication, and he just had a nervous breakdown there.
Yeah, and I didn't hear about it until later in the day, but I guess it was going on pretty much the whole day. JB, what are your thoughts?
I truly hope he gets the help he needs. This is the third or fourth time he's had an incident of this magnitude. And it's one of the things we've talked about ad nauseum this month at the end of the show. He really needs that help.
Nick, what are your thoughts?
Oh shit! I was gonna make a joke, but if it's like a mental health thing, like I was saying, what is he just discovered a mirror? But like in all seriousness, if I didn't know he had a history of that, that's sad. I mean, guy obviously needs help.
That's why he took that year off.
Like Jeremy said, this is not the first incident with him, not even the first incident of him with a gun threatening to possibly shoot someone. If it's not CTE, which I think it is, either that or it's a lot of his symptoms in more than one of these instances, it kind of sounds like paranoid schizophrenia. But if you watch the video, that dude is either off his meds or maybe on some illegal drugs. And it's kind of scary.
Yeah, I didn't get to see that video. I didn't get to see the video yet of him. I just read a lot about what was happening. And last I knew, when I made this show, he was still in his house until just recently. So
yeah, in the video, his eyes are all bugged out, and he goes into like great detail about where he got his guns. That they're all legally registered. He's like, "Oh, Dalvin Cook helped me get this gun." I'm like, Dalvin Cook's probably like, why would you even mention my name right now?
Right, that don't help him at all with all this stuff.
No.
Statman, what's your take, man?
They've all pretty much touched base on everything. So he's had this history of mental illness. I just hope that he actually takes it and gets it figured out, so we can see him back out on the field. Because when he does play, he's one of the nastiest defenders I've seen on a field. So and he'd scare the crap out of me if I lined up across from him. He's literally, I don't know what. I think he's just bonkers, man.
Wasn't very good for us.
No.
Hey, we need you guys, everybody that is watching right now currently, there's quite a few of you. Please hit your like buttons and like the video and subscribe if you have not done so. We appreciate that. Some more news. Titans released running back Adrian Peterson, and then they signed wide receiver Golden Tate. So let's talk about that. What are our thoughts? We'll start down the bottom with you, Statman.
I think it's an all right move. I mean, hopefully Tate comes back and plays like he did with the Lions. It would help them out a lot because they really need help in that receiving core, just as bad as Detroit does almost with the injuries they've had. And Julio Jones hasn't really lived up to the hype when they signed him to the numbers that I think they were expecting out of him. So hopefully Golden Tate can come in there and give him a little bit of boost. I know when he was with the Lions, he's sure-handed. He got a lot of yak yards. So, I mean, we'll see.
Dom?
I did not know about Golden Tate. That was news to me, like right at this moment. It's probably a good signing for them. As you said, Julio's been very disappointing. I think this may be like very near the end or the end for Julio Jones. As far as Peterson, I was a little surprised by that, although I just looked at his numbers. I thought he was running the ball a little bit better for them. But, I mean, he 27 carries, 82 yards. So that's only 3 yards per carry. But, I mean, they signed him a few weeks ago to be a placeholder, you assumed for Derrick Henry. So once they cut him, I'm like, is Derrick Henry, like, about to come back? I don't think Henry's coming back until maybe
next year,
week 17 or the playoffs. I don't think they should rush him back, even though they have no chance in the playoffs without him. But I said he was going to get hurt this year, and he was on pace for over 400 carries this year, and you don't do that in the NFL anymore. Even if you're Derrick Henry, you will get hurt.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I remember you saying that.
CMC gets hurt.
Nick, what are your thoughts?
Yeah, I got to piggyback on that last thing with Henry. I guess he's been carrying the ball 30, 40 times a game since high school. So, I mean, that's a lot of yards. That's a lot of hits. I know he's a big dude, but nobody can take that sort of abuse for that long. And I guess it's they better pray that Dontrell Hilliard can come in and do something because they're screwed if they don't have a running game. I mean, Tannehill's not going to do it. So their whole offense is predicated around power run. So I don't know. Hilliard's the wild card, I guess.
Derrick Henry was on pace for 465 carries.
Yeah, that's insane.
Yep.
That might be like an NFL record if he got that many.
JB, what are your thoughts?
Well, Adrian Peterson getting cut, that writing was on the wall because he was not performing to the level that they wanted him to when they brought him in. They brought him in to be the lead back, and he couldn't do it, just like they brought him in Detroit to help mentor Swift. Golden Tate, since he left Detroit, he was non-existent till that one playoff game they won with Wentz with Philly, where he had his touchdown, and then all the Detroit fans went nuts. And then he went to New York and became a drop king. I don't know if he's really going to make that big of a difference because Ryan Tannehill is not Matthew Stafford.
Right, and people don't ever want to give Stafford credit, but far and away the best years of Golden Tate's career were in a Lions uniform. He was still young and a little underutilized in Seattle. Then he came here and had 90+ catches and 1,000 yards every single year.
Why do you think Tate's always wearing his Lions helmet during his warm-up practice or workout videos that he does? He's always got his Lions helmet on.
Because the Lions receiving core is bad enough that they should sign him.
Well,
that's what I thought too.
He was leading our team with receiving yards when we cut him or when we traded him that year.
Mm-hmm. Wasn't that in the middle of the season too?
That was a good move.
It was mid-season.
That was a good move though, because
he wanted to make $9+ million a year.
Exactly.
I would have given it to him.
Why?
So we weren't paying him that.
I'm a big Tate fan though. I love that guy at Notre Dame.
Him a lot, but I like the move because if you're not going to re-sign someone, you trade them before the trade deadline. It's what we should have done with Marvin Jones last year, 2 years ago. I'm sorry.
I liked how aggressive he was with the blocking too.
Victor says Peterson is past his prime, needs to hang up the cleats.
I agree.
Yep.
Yeah, you don't have it anymore.
Technically, so is Tate at 33 years old as a wide receiver.
Tate was signed to the practice squad. I don't see him actually seeing the field for any significant time at all.
That's your thought, Dan?
That's my thought.
Just about to go to you. The other news story that we have, and I think Jeremy B might have something else, but Dan, this was something that you brought up. The NFL has resolved its remaining business in St. Louis with payments of $790 million. The league will settle the litigation arising from the relocation of the Rams. PFT has confirmed the amount of the deal. So, Dan, I know I wanted you to elaborate on this because you kind of shared it to me, and I know you've been reading up about it and everything. So go ahead, buddy.
Yeah, well, in 2015 there, when the Kroenke decided he wanted to move the Rams out of St. Louis, they didn't follow the NFL's procedures for relocation. The city of St. Louis was doing everything they needed to keep a team there, and they got sued for fraud. What was it? Financial ethics or something like that, and there was something.
And breach of contract.
Yes, breach of contract. So when they moved them out there, St. Louis sued the NFL. Stan Kroenke has an indemnity clause in his contract with the NFL to be a team owner that if any lawsuit comes from it, he's supposed to be responsible for the financial part of it. And he's trying to basically wiggle his way out of that and let the responsibility of that $790 million fall on the other owners. Originally, they were going to offer them an expansion team, but the freaking settlement talks took one day and they offered them that money and they took it. So I don't see St. Louis getting a team ever again. I think their business is completely done there. And that's kind of crazy considering in the next 8 years, they're talking about going to 40 teams.
Right.
Oh, God.
Wow.
Please don't.
That'd be insane.
Please
2 teams
don't.
in London, a team in Toronto,
And then you're
5 national
if
teams.
they go to 20 teams and
London,
then increase to 18
Mexico.
games and 2 preseason games like they're talking,
Yep.
you're looking at 20 playoff teams.
Yep. And they want to do a round robin with it.
Heck.
Oh, wow.
Half of the NFL does not belong in the playoffs.
No, they're going to start
No.
getting up
This isn't the
participation trophies,
NHL.
too.
This
What the
isn't
hell
the
is that?
NBA.
At the end of the day, the only thing behind all of it is it's going to bring more money into the owners because of the TV deals.
Yep.
It doesn't matter what
And further
city you put
dilute
in.
the talent pool.
Absolutely. It doesn't matter what city you put a team in anymore because your money's not coming from this stadium. Your money comes from the TV deals and the sports betting that they do now.
It's pretty much going to guarantee the Golden Tates and Adrian Petersons a job.
I thought the XFL was going to do that too, but who knows?
He's in his prime all of a sudden.
The USFL is coming back next year. I just found that out yesterday, including
Yeah.
the Michigan Panthers.
Yes. I
Weren't
did
they
hear that.
2-time champions of the 3 years they ran?
At least 1 year. Quarterbacked by New Orleans Saint legend Bobby Hebert. Herbert, Bear, whatever.
So
Yep.
I want to know, anybody from what Dan just shared, does anybody have any thoughts on that? Anything they want to add onto that?
I've
It's
never
pretty
liked Stan Kroenke.
self-explanatory.
Yeah, that's why I wanted to make sure, because it pretty much explained. Dan pretty much explained everything.
Kroenke
there.
is the worst owner in the U.S. and in England.
Dan Davis says, I'm glad Tennessee signed Tate, so we couldn't. I loved Tate while he was here, but he didn't do much since leaving. And then he also says, who else here is excited about the return of the USFL? The Michigan Panthers are back.
Yes.
Facebook user says, go Lions. Facebook user says, don't water it down.
Yes,
And
exactly.
1 year 83. So yeah,
I was actually talking to a buddy of mine, and he's not like a young dude. He's in his 30s, and he didn't know what the USFL was. And I was like, I'm really ashamed of you right now.
Yeah, because I know that they went to 2 of those championships, because the second one is when they got beat by Herschel Walker. Michigan Panthers, that is.
I mean, it won't happen with the NFL, but, maybe people forgot. The other half of what killed the USFL, besides Donald Trump, was trying to expand too much too quickly.
That's a lot of teams, man. I didn't know about that. That's a lot of teams.
How to bring up Donald Trump? Figures.
NFL's getting greedy.
That's why I hate Donald Trump.
Michigan Panthers, 83.
That's the main reason I hate Donald Trump, is because he destroyed the USFL.
Yep.
Let's. Hey, JB, you had mentioned a couple things. I want to make sure, as far as any news or injuries, is there anything else that you may have seen that we did not cover?
No, mostly the injuries. It was just updates about who was negative for their MRI and X-ray results. There was a couple of Titans. That was one of them. I believe one of them was A.J. Brown, so he may come back sooner than they expected. There was a few more in there because I really didn't get to read it. That's why I shared it with you guys. Because I work all week.
Yeah, I didn't get it. I couldn't find them. I asked you, but I couldn't find them.
I shared them back in the chat.
The Titans are falling
I
apart.
must have been doing something else.
Don't they play the Patriots this week too?
Yep.
They're going to lose to the Patriots.
Yeah, Patriots are going to steamroll them.
Next up, fellas,
without Henry, they're screwed.
We got the we're going to take a look at the playoff picture and then talk about our featured division, the AFC East. But first, JB, I think it's that time where you can go ahead and give a shout out to our lovely sponsor.
Special thanks to A1 Tire and Auto Repair, 2 locations to serve you in the Tri-Cities that are currently open, one on Genesee and Saginaw, the other on Broadway and Bay City. New and used tires, custom wheels, and the Saginaw location occasionally does window tinting. Mention this ad, get $10 off.
Tell me again what the Tri-Cities are.
Saginaw, Bay City, and Midland.
Okay.
Hey, I got one more thing I want to touch on before you move, Andy. Did anybody else see that contract the Saints gave to Taysom Hill? That hybrid contract?
He's got pictures.
Yeah.
That's not new. Like, they gave him that contract in the offseason
Last year.
Yep.
They redid it.
Yeah, but now it's guaranteed. It's like $50 million.
Money, but it all depends on what position he plays more snaps at.
Yeah.
Right.
How's that going to affect your defensive tackles or your defensive ends that they try to pay as linebackers?
Aren't the Saints like $700 trillion over the cap right now?
Pretty much.
$93 million.
So
they spread that out over a 10. They're over the cap by $93 million is what it was. 20 came off the books when Breeze retired, so that made it $73 million. And the NFL, because of the down cap year, if any team wanted to do it, they could spread it out over a 10-year period.
Oh, so they're going Bobby Bonilla?
Yes.
Yep.
Greatest contract.
And that's why the future contracts came out. Like, we signed Jack Fox to a 4-year deal, but it's a futures contract, so it's spread out over 10 years. That's why he's nothing against the cap, but he's getting good money.
As he should. He's the best punter in the NFL.
Yes.
Yep.
Facebook user says, "Who's the QB for Thanksgiving game?"
Goff.
Hope it's Goff.
Wild Lion.
Gives the best chance is
I
Goff
like the
out of
Wild
those three
Lion
quarterbacks.
The last that we heard, that Dan Campbell said it was leaning towards Goff starting. But
It was a 60% that Goff is starting because he's looked good in practice.
Campbell
He wasn't
loses
listed as
first
out.
game.
He's questionable. And Goff himself said he was a game time decision.
Right.
We're all going to
Hey.
be real. This is the only game left on the schedule the Lions have a realistic chance to win. Goff doesn't
Falcons.
start. No
Falcons possibly too. Yeah.
way. No way.
No, because the only reason why Falcons lost last time is Cordarrelle Patterson was out.
Yes, Star.
Dar
Gonna
popping
shut him
in
down.
to the chat saying, "Just run the Wildcat. All our options suck."
This guy gets it. Shout out to you, Dar.
So questionable is what Facebook user says. Yes.
Yep. But signs are leading towards him starting.
Are we talking about his status for the game or his skills as an NFL quarterback?
They should sign Saquon.
Neither one.
It's about both
Hey,
of them.
Hey, Statman,
What's going on?
where you get the We Are Lions Nation podcast gear at again?
Oh, check out wearelionsnation.com for all your up-to-date We Are Lions Nation podcast gear. Also, check out that nice bucket hat you see on the screen there and that Smoking the Hopium since 1934 hoodie. Whew, got a little tongue tied
Smoking the
there.
hoodie.
Damn.
I like it. Smoking the hoodie.
Do we have stickers?
We do have stickers.
I'm going to have to check that out.
We do. We have phone cases, all kinds of stuff.
Magnets, I think.
Socks.
I want to say
There's
magnets.
socks in there.
I heard there's leggings.
Women's
Leggings.
leggings.
Models for it.
Leggings.
Bicycle
Still haven't
shorts for
seen that
chicks.
picture.
There's no proof of the leggings though. I don't.
Yeah, haven't seen a picture yet. I don't think they exist.
The leggings.
They exist, buddy. My wife's got a pair.
Mhm. Oh, by
Pictures.
the way, Amanda, thank you so much for the information that you sent me via email.
All right. Get it in
Who is
here.
Who is that behind you, Soul Man?
You motherfucker.
I'm like, is that Dan?
Is that Scam Newton?
Dan, Dan in a suit.
Hey, that's Mr. Levenstein.
You're becoming the show's prankster, Andy.
Yeah, it's called green screen. I love it, and I like to mess around with it.
In his
Ooh, I
Sunday
wonder if
best.
you could post the video to the green screen.
I could probably play a video.
Just
behind
show
Is
it
that
right
suit?
here.
Are you headed to Dave Gettleman's funeral?
Yes,
You hope
I
so.
hope so.
Dan Davis says, "I'm good with running the wild line all game too. Why not?" And then he says, "Jamar Jefferson was listed as questionable. Do you guys think he plays tomorrow?"
Not at all.
Probably not.
I think they should hold him out another week because ankles are tricky injuries for running backs.
No need to rush it.
Yep.
Godwin still hurt?
Godwin's back.
Oh, all right.
Oh, I forgot.
Hope Williams can play a little bit better than last week too.
Let's
I
bring
think
up,
they rushed him back too.
Let's take a look, guys, at the current playoff picture with our playoff watch. So we have right now in the NFC, we have the Cardinals. They went up 1 to number 1. The Packers dropped to number 2. Bucks up 1 to number 3. Cowboys down to number 4. Rams stayed exactly where they were at number 5. The Vikings up 2 to number 6. The Saints moved down to 7. And in that hunt, we have the Panthers, Washington, Eagles, and 49ers. For the AFC, Titans staying in number 1 spot. Ravens up 1 to number 2. Patriots up 3 spots to the number 3. And Chiefs sitting at number 4, no change for them. Bengals up 3 spots to number 5. Chargers up 1 to number 6. And the Bills dropped 5 spots down to number 7. Raiders, Browns, Steelers, Colts, all right now in the hunt. All right, so let's break it down. We'll start with you, Dan. What do you think?
It's basically the same as it was in my mind. The only thing I'm seeing is that I think the Colts are a legitimate playoff team right now. And
Yep.
after this week, so will the Eagles.
Yeah, I mean probably the biggest move was the Bills on the AFC. The NFC side pretty much stayed the same, but the AFC, we had the Bills drop 5 spots in just 1 week. So after that loss,
they better get their shiz together.
Yeah, they're not looking like the Bills team I think everybody thought they were going to be. Smoking JB, what's your thoughts on the playoff watch so far?
It's pretty much right where I expected it to be at this point. I said there's going to be a lot of flux from week to week because on any given Sunday, a good team can get beat.
Facebook user says, can the Lions beat Chicago?
Yes.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Garrett is available.
Right now, this is their most winnable game on the schedule.
But guess what? We will talk about all that action tomorrow morning.
Yes, sir.
Mm-hmm. Nick, I want to go to you, buddy. Playoff watch. Your Patriots are moving up 3 spots.
Yeah.
What do you think so far?
I mean, I'd be lying if I said I expected this. I thought this was going to be another rebuilding year, but Jones is NFL ready. I see them beating the Titans without Henry, and that can vault them into first place, depending on what the Ravens do. I could see the Bills losing tomorrow to the Saints. They're not playing good football. I see Alvin Kamara having a hell of a day. But at the same time, the Bills have a hell of a lot of talent, so they could steamroll. So it's all kind of in flux. I like the Colts. I'd see them being a playoff team. They're playing good right now. Taylor's a beast. On the NFC side, it's kind of staying how it has been. I'm looking at the Rams, though. I know your guy Stafford's out there, but they're looking a little shaky. So I think this week is going to tell us a lot.
All right. Dom, what do you think, buddy?
On the AFC side, I'm not sure what the tiebreakers would be or whatever, but between Baltimore and New England. But I'm pretty sure if New England wins, they will slide all the way up to the number 1 seed. The Titans are not looking good. I'm not even sure that I don't think they're going to win that division even, and they probably won't make the playoffs. On the NFC side, it's starting to look like what I said it would at the beginning of the year, although it's different teams. I think the 49ers have a legitimate chance to make the playoffs, and I picked 3 teams from the NFC West to make the playoffs. It's just the 49ers weren't one of them. I thought it'd be Seattle, but they're dead in the water.
Yeah, so right now, just to clarify something that you said, Dom, the Titans are sitting at 8-3 right now, and the Patriots are at 7-4. So, with your comment from what you said, it sounds like that, like you said, if the Patriots win, they will be right where the Titans are sitting because they'll have the same record but have the win.
I was going to say, yeah, the first tiebreaker, when applicable, is head-to-head, I believe.
Yes.
So the Patriots, Nick, they could be sitting after this week, could be sitting on top of the AFC.
Yep.
So pretty exciting.
All is normal in the world again.
Statman, what's your take on the playoff picture so far?
Like every week, I'm really disappointed on the NFC side that I don't see my Detroit Lions there in the hunt. But, it looks like it's pretty much staying the same. AFC, seems like the Patriots are on a roll, and I hate to say it, but they're the best road team right now on that side. 5-0 on the road, and they're 2-4 at home. So, I just hope they don't lock up that number 1 spot and then cost themselves because they're a better road team.
Best coach in football.
Let's go to our
Dan Campbell. I know, right?
Yeah, okay.
He is the best coach, and you're going to find that out.
Dan Campbell is another Joe Judge. In 2 years, you'll say the same.
I knew you were going to say Joe Judge.
Dan, quiet. AFC East, boys. Right now, we got in first on a 5-game winning streak at 7-4, the New England Patriots.
Would you look at that?
Second, we have 6-4, the Bills. They're on a losing streak of 1. The Jets, Third is Miami at 4-7 with a 3-game win streak. And fourth is the Jets at 2-8 on a losing streak of 3 games. So let's break down the AFC East, what we think. Dan, we'll go to you. Your thoughts.
The Jets suck. My other thoughts are the Dolphins are playing horrible lately. And as much as I say it, the Patriots are playing great. And Bill Belichick.
Three wins in a row says otherwise.
For who?
Miami. They're still terrible, but no, I mean, did you think they'd be this bad?
They have a left-handed quarterback. Yes, I did. And my other thought is, no matter what anybody says, Bill Belichick is the best coach in the entire league, if not in history.
JB, what are your thoughts? AFC East.
I'm actually a little bit surprised.
God?
Sorry.
I know where he is. I know where
He
JB
already
is.
knows what's going to happen.
Is he in the walk-in cooler?
God knows.
I know where he is.
Yes.
Yeah, no. Do you remember those microphones as kids?
Come back to me.
That's
Like the
it.
Wizard of Oz.
We're coming back to JB. He is occupied. So we'll go down to you, Nick, Patriots fan, looking at the AFC East. First off, just overall thoughts on the AFC East. Is it what you thought it would be so far this season?
No, I thought Miami might be better. They had a good season last year. And the Jets.
That's all you have to say.
There's nothing much to say.
The Jets.
They have, we'll see. Zach Wilson, Darnold, Geno Smith, Mark Sanchez. I don't know. We'll see. But Patriots ahead of schedule for sure. Bills are playing pretty piss poor right now. I figured they'd be better, but they've got the most talent in the division for sure. But they don't have the best coach. And Mac Jones, he played for Saban. He's ready. They're not asking him to do much.
How about your Patriots? Are they at where you expected them to be? I know they started out a little slow, but are they playing how you thought they would play come the beginning of the season?
Now they are. I didn't think they'd be putting up this many points, but I thought they were going to be good. As soon as they lost that dead weight from last year, I felt a hell of a lot better. He doesn't throw it very far, but he can throw it. So that puts Jones ahead of Newton. So, yeah, their running game is ridiculous.
A backhanded compliment.
And Barmore might be the best defensive rookie. It's an absolute freak. So,
all right.
Yeah,
So we're just past the midway point of the season, Nick. So, the playoffs looking like for the Patriots. You think they're going to get it?
Yeah.
Let's go to you, Dom. Being a Jets fan, what are your thoughts first off overall on the AFC East?
The two teams that I expected to be at the top are there. I didn't think the Patriots would be in first at any point in the season. I did call for them to probably sneak into the wild card. They had a lot of players that opted out for COVID last year. And, when you've got Bill Belichick, the defense is always going to be good. The O-line is always going to be above average, which means you can run the ball. And Mac Jones is a fit. I've said this before, low ceiling, but high floor. Like he came into a good situation. That receiving core is not very good. And the other thing that I thought was really weird, I've never seen the Patriots spend money like that in the offseason on free agents. They got, I don't think either one of those tight ends is doing really a whole lot.
Hunter
The receiving
Henry
core
is. Henry's he's a red zone weapon right now, but
oh, well,
the other one, no.
Cross your fingers he doesn't get hurt because that's what he does.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Dom, I want to ask you about your team, the Jets. What's going on? What do you think is what's going on with them right now?
They're not good. The defense is not good. The O-line is not good. Zach Wilson is Sam Darnold 2.0. Their coach was, all hot and bothered to come to Detroit, and I think he took a look around at his other opportunities and the history of coaches in Detroit and our roster. I think he tanked that interview. Although those who are their 2 wins against? One of them I know I picked them, and it was against. I mean, they're a slightly better version of the Lions. Low ceiling. It's I mean, they're on to their 3rd quarterback now. That's never a good sign.
Zach Wilson starting this week.
They gonna win this week?
Whoop-de-doo. He's still got some variation of the other same 52 guys on the active roster. And he's Sam Darnold 2.0. I mean, I don't think neither one of them I never thought would ever be that good. And it's just, you put your rookie quarterback in a bad situation when your O-line is below average. You can't protect him. You can't run the ball. Their receivers are nothing special. I mean, I like Corey Davis, but
Elijah Moore is good, though. He's coming on.
Yeah, he's good. Another one I wanted the Lions to draft.
So, last question is for you, highlighting the Jets. Are they where you thought they would be after the offseason this year?
Pretty much. I mean, they've got 2 wins. I predicted them for 4 or maybe 5. So if they win 1 or 2 more games, that's about where I had them. They've been rebuilding for a long
20 years.
time.
25 years.
We know the feeling.
They made the playoffs with Mark Sanchez. Don't ask me how, but they did.
Sanchez wasn't.
But lost due to the butt fumble.
Statman, I want to go to you now. Your thoughts on the AFC East?
Pretty much where I expected it to be as far as the 2 bottom teams. New England is a surprise. I didn't think they were going to do that good, especially with Mac Jones. Kind of was one of those guys that hated on him, so apologies. He's actually pretty decent at throwing the ball. And the Bills have been disappointing me lately. Don't know what the heck's going on with them. They have the top-rated defense as far as yards allowed per game, and I don't know how they're struggling this bad.
Injuries.
They're struggling because I had the Bills defense on fantasy, and they wanted me to lose.
That'll do
Yes, that's why.
Me too. A whopping -4 points last week.
I had Henry.
Let's say one thing about the East that I think people didn't expect the Patriots defense to be what it is.
No,
they
only
didn't.
allowing 16.1 points per game.
Points.
Oh, I did.
And Matthew Judon was a huge signing.
Well, before we go to JB, I know that Statman, I know you have some stats for us, don't you?
Yes, I do. So, in the AFC East, for defense, obviously Buffalo's there at the top as far as yards per game, allowing 1,800 yards passing per game.
1,800.
No, sorry, 1,800 yards total, 181.8 yards per game. Rush
There we
yards,
go.
1,019 yards, 101.9 per game, 176 points allowed. That's 17.6 points per game average. New England's defense, we're just talking about them. Passing yards allowed on them, 2,326 yards. That's 211.5 yards per game, allowing. Rushed defense, 1,119 yards, 101.7 yards per game, 177 points allowed, and that is an average of 16.1 per game. And then on the bottom teams, you can kind of tell why they're at the bottom. Miami allowing 4,211 yards, 382.8 yards per game for total yards, pass yards, 3,016 yards allowed throughout the season so far, 274.2 yards per game. Rush yards, 1,195 yards, 108.6 yards per game. Points allowed, 269. That's 24.5 points per game on average. The Jets allowing 4,142 yards. That's 414.2 yards per game. Pass yards, 2,822 yards, 282.2 yards per game. Rush defense, 1,320 yards allowed, 132 yards per game on average. Points, 320 points have been scored on the Jets defense. That is 32 points per game.
32?
Wow.
They're going up Hall of Fame numbers.
Well, that's why I wanted to bring those up because it kind of puts. I mean, it really does put it into perspective of how the division is sitting right now. When you hear those numbers, especially the Dolphins. I think for me, the Dolphins. I thought they might be a little bit better, but my biggest surprise to me is probably the Bills. I didn't think the Bills would be struggling as bad as it. I don't get it. One week they're really good. And then the next week it's like a whole different team out there. So that's kind of been boggling my mind a little bit. But I'm pretty I will say this about Mac Jones. When we started the fantasy football league this year, I picked him right away. And then I chickened out and dropped him. But I did have a thought at first, like, oh, he's gonna be sweet, and then I kind of got scared. But I was right there with you, Nick. I think he's doing really well.
Dude, I claimed him when you dropped him, and then I dropped him.
See, even the
He never.
And I
should
was
have
the
been-
one that influenced him to drop Mac Jones as well.
He
so.
never should have been drafted, let alone picked up. Maybe not even as a bye week replacement.
Oh, I drafted him. I drafted him as my backup, my bench
Oof.
quarterback.
And this
Most
guy
of
does
the-
not lose. This
Most
guy
of the
above
time,
me
I
does
don't even
not
draft a backup quarterback.
No, he doesn't.
I draft one quarterback and then I wait for the bye week and pick someone up.
I do lose.
Soul Man, you gotta lose.
Andy's lost one game so far this season in fantasy, 10-1.
Brutal.
And I predicted he was going to finish 7th.
He's killing me.
Shows what you know.
There's two guys on this panel right now that are locked in, and the other guy is right below me. The rest of you guys,
The other guy's the stat man.
You guys are gonna have a battle for those other spots. I think it's gonna come down to it. It's gonna be good.
I'm hoping
Hey.
Jim and Sergio both lose.
Are you ready for my opinion on the AFC East?
Yes, I am.
Okay. I predicted as well with Dom. We talked about all the quarterbacks coming out this year, and the most NFL pro ready. It depended on where he went in the draft. When he went to the Patriots, we said, you watch, he will be the winningest rookie quarterback this year because of going there. Did we think they'd make the playoffs? We did. We knew the defense would be good, but we weren't sure how good.
Yep.
And they are playing above their pay grade. Even their UDFAs that are taking the field are making an impact.
So JB, as far as the AFC East goes, are all the teams sitting where you thought they would be right now, this point of the season?
If you reverse the Bills and the Patriots, yes. Because I had it Bills, Patriots, Miami, Jets. Just because the Jets roster was in flux, they signed our garbage that we cut, Jared Davis.
He was playing well at the beginning of the year, but then he got hurt.
Yeah, and he hasn't been back since, has he?
I think he had a season-ending injury, didn't he?
Yeah, that's what it was.
What
linebacker is it that played for the Lions that now plays for New England? I can't think of his name.
Kyle Van Noy.
Yeah,
He's not there anymore. He's playing for Miami.
No, he's not. Miami.
He's
tried
back
to
in
be
New England.
Back. He's
Back in New
Oh,
England.
Jesus.
crazy numbers again.
I asked that because I just seen him this past weekend on the
Insane.
Patriot, and he's doing outstanding.
You want to hear something funny about Kyle Van Noy after that game?
Yeah.
He was saying that he got the old drug test right after the game. Even the league is saying, "What's going on with you, man?"
Something's not right.
3 or 4 years ago, Kyle Van Noy led the entire NFL in pressures from the linebacker position. Jared Davis, number 2.
Yep, that was
Van Noy's good.
2018.
Van Noy was good. We didn't have the right scheme for him. And apparently Lions coaches just continue to fail to realize that you don't tailor you can't make your players try to do things they're not good at. Like you adjust your scheme for your players, not the other way around.
Jamie Collins.
Yes. Yeah, Jamie Collins,
back in
another
New
one.
England as well, from what Dan said.
And screw Jamie Collins. The Lions bumbled that. Thought they were going to bench him, and then they're like, we're going to trade him.
Well, the Patriots trade people away, let them go, get big contracts, and then get them back real cheap and they're great again.
Yep.
Almost like they're cheating.
Moneyball.
Quickly, guy, I want to ask you, the Patriots fan, this question real quick because I've seen it floating around the last couple of days. As a New England fan, do you think you're going to see TB12 back ever in a Patriots uniform before he retires? Because people have been saying it a lot. Are you going to see it?
He'll sign one of those one-day contracts. Yeah.
Yeah, come back for one more go.
Just for one more day.
He'll do the one-day contract, then retire.
When he retires,
I'm sure he will.
60.
Well, I want to thank everybody that has been staying with us for our show tonight. We've had quite a few people watching live, and we definitely appreciate all of you guys watching. This is what we wanted this show to be about. This is how we wanted it to be when we have fans from the teams that we're featuring on the show. It makes for a good conversation. So I appreciate Nick and Dom for coming in and sharing their thoughts on their teams. But we got one more segment to do. I just wanted to give a quick shout out because we've had quite a few people watching us tonight that have stayed with us the entire time. So thank you, everybody that's been watching. And Dan, it's your turn, buddy. We need to know about those parlays for this week.
Okay. You going to put it up on the screen, Andy?
I'm doing it right now, sir.
Right now.
Okay. On our Thanksgiving Day one, I got the Lions over the Bears.
Yes.
Yeah, I'm actually taking the Lions this week, man. We know what that means.
Mm-hmm.
Cowboys -7.5 over the Raiders. I still think they have the best offensive football right now. And with Kamara out, I figure the Bills are going to put up some points. So I'm taking them +6.5. The early games on Saturday, I'm taking the Texans over the Jets.
Sunday,
yeah, same thing. When you're old, they all blend together.
That's true.
Yeah, the Texans -2.5 over the Jets. The way they played last week, doubt it. I'm taking the Eagles to blow the Giants out by like 50. The Colts +3 against the Buccaneers. Buccaneers defense is suspect. And Jonathan Taylor is playing like the MVP right now. Taking the Panthers -2 over the Dolphins because it was the lesser of two evils there. The late game, taking Chargers over the Broncos. Taking the Vikings to beat the Rams. I'm taking...
No, you got Vikings over.
Yeah, Vikings over the 49ers, man. It's just what you got on the screen there. I'm taking the Rams over Green Bay and the Ravens over the Browns.
And your best bet game?
My best bet is the Texans over the Jets. Zach Wilson's going to throw 4 interceptions.
Maybe 5.
Well, there you have it. Make sure if you did not, you write those down because those are guaranteed.
No, don't say that. They're not guaranteed. I don't want any fault for this, okay?
There is only one.
The floating head says there is no guarantee.
There is only one guarantee when it comes to gambling on the NFL. Don't bet on a Lions game.
I was very
They covered last week.
Close last week.
Believe it or not, the Lions are actually 7-3 against the spread this year.
Depending on what time you put your.
I mean, what did we say in the offseason, Jeremy? A lot of close games, most of which we would not win because we're not a good team. Good teams win close games, and go figure, we have a kicking debacle.
All right. Well, you normally see this on all of our shows, and even though this is not a Lions pregame or postgame show, we still like to end our shows in the only way that we know how, and that is with you. Well, before we do that, thank you, JB. Thank you, JB. Thank you, JB. If I made a thumbnail for that, I would be able to remember it a lot easier. Go ahead, JB. I know you know what you want to talk about, so let's go ahead and bring it up.
Well, October was Mental Health Awareness Month, and we're attacking it because this time of year is when suicide rates jump up due to anxiety, depression, all sorts of mental issues that are out there. Anyone that needs help, don't feel free to reach out to us. But if you seriously need help, like professional help, call the National Suicide Prevention Hotline. The number is scrolling across the screen at the bottom. They're on there 24 hours a day to help people through these trying times. I understand that the bills go up because you're running your heat. You're worried about whether or not you're going to be able to get your kid that special toy they want for Christmas. And money is tight. Everything costs anywhere from 10 to 30% more than it did a year ago. So don't hesitate to ask for help.
Yeah, if you need help, you're feeling down, you feel like nobody's there, you feel lost, scared, I don't care who it is, pick up the phone and call someone, because that phone call could save your life or someone else's life. So make sure, if you got a loved one that's down or depressed, pick up the phone if they call you. And thank you, JB. And also, I know you like to mention the veterans as well, JB.
Yep. The veteran suicide rate is 1 every 22 minutes. And think about that. That's just veterans. You add in everybody else, I'm quite sure that number goes to about 8 to 12 minutes. Someone commits suicide in America. That's not worldwide. That's just in America.
And I also want to mention real quick to our good buddy over there on Detroit Lions on the Prowl again, to Jim Bordeaux. Man, we hope you get better, man. It sounds like things aren't doing too well for you. So we all here wish you the best in our prayers from all of us to you over there, and wish you the best, buddy, and hopefully a good recovery comes your way. Statman.
All right. I'm going to do this one a little bit different just for Jim here. Forward down the field, a charging team that will not yield, and when the blue and silver wave, stand and cheer the brave. Rah, 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 go hard, win the game. With honor you will keep your fame. Down the field and gain a Lions victory. Go!
Tomorrow.
One pride, baby.
Hey,
One pride.
You did that so loud it couldn't keep up with your audio. And
That was loud.
Andy, play the video.
I do have it, and it will be coming on this show.
No, it will not be.
Let's hit it.
So, on behalf of Jets fan, Detroit Dom, also known as Detroit Dom, I want to thank you. I want to thank Nick, the Patriot, for coming in tonight and representing your team for us. Smoking JB, Dan Leonard, and the Stat Man. I am the Soul Man. Thank you all for watching. Tune in tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. live. We will have our pregame show and get you all set for that Thanksgiving Day game against the Bears. We hope to see you all there. Have a good night, everybody.
Happy Thanksgiving, all you guys.
One pride. Happy Thanksgiving.
Have a safe and blessed holiday, everybody.
Absolutely.
You too.